So ever since E3 2019, people are all like about Sword and Shield. And I'm all like, here comes a brand new world! Step into a place you've never been! Here comes a brand new world! I don't know that I don't know the song! Everybody read that disclaimer. Much like my final Smash 4 Direct reaction in 2015, this video is a one-time deal. Don't get used to it. Also, everything said in this video is all my opinion, not anybody else's. But about that one-time deal thing, unless you want me to do more of that, then, you know, nothing's stopping you from wanting it more, so maybe I'll do it more, I don't know. Pokémon Sword and Shield are the next generation of Pokémon games coming out this November 15th for the Nintendo Switch. And I remember a time when everyone was all excited for this game to come out. Literally, nobody said anything bad about it. And it's all, I think, because of that second Direct, though, because, oh my god. That second Direct just brought out so many feelings in me that honestly cannot be duplicated. I was like, ooh, I was like, ah, I was like, ee. Then at E3 2019, it was announced that not every Pokemon was going to make it into Sword and Shield. Junichi Matsuda basically said that those Pokemon that are only in the Galar Pokédex, aka this game's regional dex, can only be transferred from Pokemon Home, which is the app, all the way over to Pokemon Sword and Shield. And that basically got everyone all mad. It was hellfire on the community. And it just brought about this whole bring back the National Dex movement. All these really good images turned into like propaganda stuff. I don't know. It was a huge mess. It was a very huge mess. And personally for me, I was all like, oh well, can't wait for the game. Because, you know, it looks good and I love Pokemon, so yeah. It's pretty much no secret that I'm remaining optimistic about Pokemon Sword and Shield, even with all the controversy going on. Between all the hashtag bring back National Dex stuff, which I just don't really care about anymore, because Game Freak already said that, you know, they're sticking to their guns. They already made that statement, so, you know what? It is what it is. And also, the reality of Game Freak not being able to simply delay the game, because at the end of the day, the Pokemon games are all tied into all the merchandise, all the anime, all the trading cards, and blah, blah, blah. You know, Pokemon is a business at the end of the day. They can't just simply delay the games. With all of this going on, I feel like that it's just one individual opinion that really matters. Not the internet's, not the very vocal portion of the fan base, just individual opinions. And, you know, my opinion, because that's all that matters to me. Because what I see in Pokemon Sword and Shield is pretty exciting, because, well, I played the demo of Pokemon Sword and Shield 3 times throughout all of Pokemon Worlds in DC. And because of my experiences with the demo, I feel like I'm a little bit more excited about how Sword and Shield are going to turn out. And yes, this will be a positive opinion about Pokemon Sword and Shield. I know you're used to all the Sword and Shield leaks and all the negative criticism that's been going on, but I feel like a little positivity will go a very long way. Believe you me. So, if you don't want to listen in to my dulcet tones of my voice, well, feel free to click off this video. Go ahead, do it. And feel free to discuss if you're going to comment on this video. But just don't be a jerk. I'll be keeping an eye on those comments. So the demo itself was just the water gym, which was featured in plenty of events by now. You solve the puzzle while also battling trainers, and then you get the chance to use the new Dynamax feature in your battle against the gym leader Nessa. It's pretty self-explanatory. But while playing that demo, there was plenty of little things that caught my attention. Because me, as a gamer, I love little details. You can spin around just like you can in Sun and Moon, and instead of your character just simply twirling around, This time, your character ends the spin with a little pose, like a little dance pose, which adds a little bit of personality to your character. Whenever you beat the gym puzzle, your character waves an acknowledgement, and that honestly got a little chuckle out of me. Like, you reach the end of the gym, there's like a little steam going off in celebration, like, gym mission complete, and your character just waves in acknowledgement. It's like, hey, I did it! I really liked it. I liked it a lot. Your character also celebrates with your Pokemon whenever you win the gym battle, which really makes me go into question how people can call Game Freak lazy when this protagonist, unlike with the Sun and Moon protagonist, has a lot more personality and maybe possibly charm than Sun and Moon's just blank stare. Oh right, the reason why Game Freak is lazy because, you know, attack animations and reusing character animations. Yeah. Also, the battle backgrounds for the gyms look great. A step up from just the basic building background from previous titles. Which even Let's Go had that. Like, even Let's Go managed to basically make the battle background exactly like the gym. So, yeah, pretty cool. And even just walking out to the big stadium arena to face the gym leader was a sight to behold for me because it just looked that good. Maybe the naysayers are kind of blind to the fact that one simple tree in the wild area doesn't make the game look awful. If you simply looked with your eyes, the trailers and gameplay footage clearly show that the game may look simple, but it's very vibrant and colorful, and it's not the other way around. Yes, it's not the best looking JRPG compared to others on the Switch, like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Dragon Quest XI S, and Octopath Traveler, but it still looks good for what it is. And I like to mention the fact that the UI looks super clean. Like, this UI just kind of screamed perfect for a game like this. And the UI continues to do what Sun and Moon did, which is to check the stats of your Pokemon and the opponent, among other things. So, yeah, I really can't wait to see what else the UI has to offer, because, I mean, look at it! I don't know what it is, but it screams perfect for me. It just screams perfect. When it actually comes to playing the game for yourself, it's literally just another Pokemon game with the basic control and battle system being the same for years. That's how it's been. That's just how it's basically been since the switch to 3D graphics. So really, it's just another Pokemon game. But I'm still more excited for it because of the new stuff you get to do. So, why are people complaining again? Alright, the attack animations, yeah. We have those, and honestly, I don't care. No one is going to care after the full game comes out, because when the competitive scene comes into play, no one's gonna whine about how bad Double Kick and Tail Whip look. Because Tail Whip in the 3D games already look bad to begin with. And no, I'm not talking about X and Y. I'm talking about Battle Revolution. You know that Pokemon game that people kept praising compared to Sword and Shield when it come to attack animations? Well, look at Tail Whip. Look at that. You never thought that would be a really good animation, huh? Remember that? I'm gonna promise you this. At Worlds 2020 in London, the only thing the audience is gonna care about is getting to see some matches with the top Sword and Shield players at VGCs. Believe me, I realized that as the matches went on at Worlds 2019. I noticed that people were cheering and, you know, they weren't complaining about the attack animations at all. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. They just want to see matches, and that's it. But really, though, the one thing that got me hooked was the potential of what Dynamax moves could do. They deal damage and can also cause effects to happen, whether it's rain, sandstorm, or a stat boost. I don't know, just seeing it in action and actually trying out some of the Dynamax moves made me excited to see what they could do. I know people often complain about, you know, Dynamaxing, how it just makes Pokemon, you know, huger, and it's basically this game's version of Mega Evolutions. But just look into it a little bit more and you might see for yourself that Dynamax is a little bit more than just making Pokemon huge. Again, I'm excited to see what Dynamax moves can potentially do for the VGCs. Well, assuming that it's allowed at VGCs, which it probably will, given the fact that Mega Evolutions and Z moves are thrown out. So, yeah. Now, this last point doesn't really have to do with the demo, but I feel like this is a very big point. The casual and ranked online battles. The very vocal National Deck / Game Freak is Lazy group can scream at them all they want, but Pokemon Sword and Shield, and probably others going forward in the series, will be the only games in the series to have a genuinely good online system, unlike with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's Global Smash Power. The casual battles are basically what they sound like, but the ranked battles, specifically the online official competitions, could potentially put you in the running for a Sword and Shield World Championship if you're good enough. That's gonna be huge, not only for competitive play, but also for streaming, as I can see plenty of Pokemon streamers showing their grind on Twitch or Mixer or any other platform, along with the standard shiny hunting or online matches. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this might actually put me back into the competitive scene if it looks appealing enough to me. At this point, we don't know anything until the game releases. And pretty much weeks after the fact, the base stats of every Pokemon will be calculated. The total amount of Pokemon will be, revealed. And the rules and regulations of the VGCs will be unveiled as well. So, it's a pretty exciting time for Pokemon, especially given the fact that we just recently got the news about how some battle mechanics are going to be shifted up, like Galarian Weezing's ability to neutralize all other abilities. Items such as Room Service. One of Corviknight's abilities that simply just reflects stat-inducing moves back at the user who used the move. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. And it's like I said, Dynamax moves could potentially just change up the game. Again, we won't know, and we'll just have to wait and see for that. So given all this recent news and me playing the demo 3 times throughout the weekend because I really, really wanted to make sure that I got all my thoughts straightened up, I can safely say that I'm very optimistic about Pokemon Sword and Shield whenever it releases. I'm honestly more excited about how Dynamaxing is going to turn out. I'm honestly just more excited than I thought I was going to be for Dynamaxing because, I was a little bit curious, but now I'm excited to see the potential. And just playing the game in general was just a whole nother experience for me. Like, that's just basically it. Seeing is one thing. However, playing the game is another experience altogether. I'm speaking to you, however weirdly I might have phrased some things in this video, as someone who has been playing the core Pokemon series ever since Red and Blue. Therefore, I have an understanding about how the series is. And at this point, I may be more excited now than I thought I was going to be, but I'm still going to enjoy Pokemon Sword and Shield for what they are, rather than what I want them to be. It is what it is. And for what it is so far, Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to be a real treat for me. And that's basically going to be my game plan. I'm going to play Pokemon Sword and Shield basically all the time whenever it comes out. I'm probably going to do multiple playthroughs of it, and I'm going to point out every single positive thing I can possibly find in Sword and Shield until the day I die. So that's going to be my game plan, and this has been this video about my personal opinions about the demo of Pokemon Sword and Shield and how it made me feel even more excited than I thought I was going to be. So yeah, this has been my thoughts on how Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to be. I might possibly do like a really, really long review once I've gotten my fill of Pokemon Sword and Shield and I'm able to write a really, really, really long script for it. But, that's for another time. And hopefully this won't overshadow the fact. Well, it probably will overshadow my Pokemon Let's Go LP, believe you me. So, yeah. So, see you guys on the next time. Bye.